Welcome back to my channel. My name is Phoebe if you don't know me, and I am a trained makeup artist. Today we are going in with this icy blue makeup look. It's perfect for Christmas time and also great for pretty much every eye colour, especially brown, and it looks really good on every skin tone. We've gone for a really shimmery lid without being overpowering. It's very simple, very controlled smoky eye look. So let's get started. I have already done my foundation and concealer, but I have left my eyebrows undone, which is unusual for me. I've done a lip balm and also contoured a tiny bit with the foundation. I'm then going in with an eyeshadow base. This is a white cream by NYX. I'm using a concealer brush to apply that to my lid generously, and then the inner corner and the inner corner of the bottom lash line, which is not something I do very often, but I want this pigment to really stand out, so I want a nice base on the lid, and I'm blending that out with my ring finger. I'm then setting everything with a matte white eyeshadow on a fluffy blending brush. I am patting it on and then blending it out. I'm going in with this mauvey grey colour by NYX, it is matte, and I'm using that fluffy blending brush to apply it to the outer corner of my eye on the top lid and then blending inwards towards the inner corner. And for the bottom lash line, I'm going about a third of the way across using a smaller brush. I'm then just layering this and blending it out. I'm then going in with a matte electric blue. It's quite a vibrant blue, and I am patting that on with a flat eyeshadow brush, starting on the outer corner very close to my lash line, blending up towards the crease. I'm going very slow and just at very gentle motions. I want to get as much of this colour on the lid as possible. I'm then going in with this very expired matte navy blue eyeshadow by Shady Lady. I think my mum gave this to me when I was like 10. Wow, I know I shouldn't be using it. But I'm using a very small amount on a very small fluffy blending brush on the outer corner of the blue eyeshadow that we've already applied, just to get it mixed in with that grey, blending down to the bottom lash line as well. Very gentle, I'm barely applying product. And then I'm going in with my bigger blending brush to blend everything out again. And for an even softer blend, I'm going in with an angled fluffy brush that is clean. This is a MAC 275 brush. I love this brush so much. I'm then patting on with the flat brush a little bit more of that blue eyeshadow because in this blending process we have lost some of the pigment. And again, just layering the product with that dark blue as well. And if you've got a little bit of fallout, just use your foundation brush to pick it up and then swipe it away. I'm using a dual chrome shimmery eyeshadow by L'Oreal. This was given to me. I'm not a fan of buying their products because they do test on animals, but I'm patting that on to my eyelid with my pinky finger. I almost forgot what it was called. I'm then taking this shimmery blue colour and I'm just using that to deepen up my lash line and to blend that lighter shimmer into this navy colour that we've added to our crease, so that it's all kind of a shimmer shift, if that makes sense. I'm being very careful with that blue because it's navy when it's on the skin. It doesn't look so shimmery when it's on the skin, so that is why I had that bright blue base underneath. I'm then taking this beautiful glittery black to deepen up that lash line using a pencil brush, which is just a very small round brush that you can use to apply to your lash line. I'm then packing on a bit more of that true blue colour as well, and adding some of that shimmer to the bottom lash line with my pinky as well. I'm highlighting from a Tarte palette. I think this is Strobe, and I'm using a funny little Anastasia Beverly Hills little, I don't know what it's called, but brush to apply that to the inner corner of my eye. It gives a nice blend. I'm then going to deepen this with a pure white shimmer from the Benign palette with my pinky finger, also to the inner corner. I'm then curling my lashes. I like to do it a few times before I actually put mascara. I'm going back in with that mauve colour from NYX to fill in my eyebrows. So I left my eyebrows to the last minute because I wasn't sure where the eye makeup was going. And sometimes you want a very natural stripped back brow so that eyes can stand out. Sometimes you feel like you need a defined brow, but really pale. Other times I want it dark and defined. So really I just wanted to feel it out. I like to fill them in with this blonde colour. It's a dark, very cool toned blonde colour with a small angled brush. And I fill in all the areas that have sparse hairs, and then I blend it into the areas with slightly fuller hairs. And then I will go back in with a darker colour. I'm using my benign palette, and powders broke and fell out. I didn't know this was broken. So that is, that's part of the cleaning process. At least they're pigmented, that's all I can say. They're very pigmented. Taking the two darker colours, deep brown and deep dark brown, I think, I am going in to fill in the ends of my eyebrows and any areas that need a bit more. I am then cleaning up with a concealer brush, a very light amount. And using this Isabella Garcia eyebrow wax, it has a tint as you can see, but you don't see it really. I'm using my finger to apply that going upwards and then tapping onto the ends before brushing it out. I don't like to apply it with a brush, you just get too much and it will move the powder that we've put down. I'm going in with a few coats of mascara. I'm using this one, which is my favourite, which is Maybelline. I'm not sure what it's called. But it has a dual side brush, so this side you can get really close to that lash line and kind of create an eyeliner almost effect, so it's really opaque, and then use the longer side for the ends of the lashes. It's quite a clumpy one, so I go in with this very cheap copy. I think it's a rip-off. It's supposed to look like Maybelline, but it's not, and it's very oily, and it really gets the ends of those lashes and makes everything much longer. But when I use it on its own, it just doesn't give you the volume that the other one does, so I like using both. And I do a few coats. I'm then going to line my lash line, my waterline actually, with this silver eyeliner. I think it's an eyeliner at least. Either way, it's an eye pencil, I hope. And yeah, I'm just going to use that because I didn't want to use white, but I also didn't want to use blue or a darker colour, but I wasn't liking the bare sort of red look, so silver seemed like a good option. I'm now going to eventually open this up to use it rather than just using the mirror. This is Light by Bobbi Brown and it's a bronzer. I'm applying it to my cheekbones. Please do not contour with bronzer, it is not what it's meant for. It is orange, you don't need that in your shaded areas of your face. So as you can see, I apply it to the bridge of my nose as well, anywhere that the sun is going to naturally hit your face from above. And I do take it towards my hairline. And then the favourite area is down the neck and under the chin. Not too much under the chin, mostly down the neck, because that is the only product we're applying there, and also it's the palest. It doesn't have any foundation on it, and it doesn't get much sun, so you want it to match your face. So just doing that with the bronzer does help, but not too much product, rather blend a lot of it. I'm then going back in with some of these highlights. I'm going over my cheekbones where I applied the bronzer using the two lightest colour and using the same brush. And I'm just fanning it out, getting a really good blend there. Also above the eyebrow, I will do the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow and my chin as well. I'm then going to go in with my finger using the lightest colour to apply that to my cheekbones. Basically all the same areas, my nose, my cupid's bow, and I think that's actually it. I think I left my chin alone. But the reason I do the brush first is because I really want it to look like part of the skin. It helps the skin look dewy, and then you're layering with the finger by adding more but blending out again with the brush. So you don't have any solid lines, because it might not look like it, but when it catches the light incorrectly, you will see streaks from applying it with your finger sometimes. I'm using a smaller brush to apply that to my brow bone. I'm then grabbing this matte contour shade, and it's very orange even though it is a deeper colour than the bronzer we've used. So I'm pretty much applying it just below the highlight, but not really in the cheekbone area or below the cheekbones, if you will. I'm not using it as a contour, I'm using it to add more colour. Speaking of contour, I'm going in with this very deep grey brown. It's a very cool tone, and I'm just repeating the fact that I only dabbed twice in the pan, and I'm patting that to my cheekbones and then on to the forehead area by the temples, across the jawline, a little bit down the sides of the nose, and then I'm going back to blend it all out in the same order. Basically, you will see the shaded difference in the area when you use a more blue undertone compared to a orange. and it's below all the areas that we added that colour to with the more orange, bronzy, sun-kissed looks, so you can see the difference when I turn to the side. It adds shading, not colour. So I then set this with a bit of setting spray, and I'm using this Estee Lauder lip liner. It is called Spice, and it's very dry, as you could see from that swatch. I prefer a really dry lip liner. It helps the product to stay. It means that the lipstick you put over top doesn't bleed as much, or lip gloss even. It's just a better long-lasting option. I prefer it. This is a very brown nude, so it's not really a nude, but it can come across as one, and I quite like that when you have a colourful eye makeup look personally, because it's like a bit of colour but it's not really. I try not to overline my lips, but it does happen sometimes by mistake, I guess. I don't know, you get a bit too focused. So I will go in with concealer to clean anything up, but I just aim for symmetry. I feel like I have one rounder side to my Cupid's bow and one more heart-shaped side, so I just try and balance it out really. And yeah, concealer back and forth. If you take your time with this lip liner and you're using a good one, your lipstick really should last all day, apart from the inner section to your lip. You shouldn't need to reapply any lip liner during the day, to be honest, if you've done it properly. I'm using a Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Candy K, and I'm patting it on. I just prefer that with this consistency. I find them to be quite thin and light, which is really nice for wearing, but sometimes you get streakiness when you apply it, and I don't want a line around my lip where I've already done the lip liner. I don't want to go over the lip liner, just over the inner section of my lip. So I like to pat it on so I don't have any solid lines or streaks. And yeah, I really like this because I wanted something very matte to contrast the shimmer of the eyes. And that's the finished look. Very shimmery, very sparkly, very cool, I think, and great for winter and Christmas. So I hope you guys have learned something today, and yeah, I really hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. I love making them for you, and do remember to subscribe to the channel down below. Also like the video, and don't forget to comment down below anything you want to see. I'm being really annoying because I don't like doing this. And also I'm going to put suggestions up at the top here for you guys to click now. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Have an amazing day. Spread kindness. Bye.